I got to pull up this
This is
this
so
fact
product
check.
of my own
This
labor.
is amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very important fact check for you from PolitiFact. You see, Maria Bartiromo.
Yeah.
How could she? She said, we have doubled our oil imports from Russia in the last year.
Who does she think she is?
Who does she?
Dummy.
Mostly false.
That's mostly
Yeah.
false. I would
Mostly
say.
false.
Yeah.
PolitiFact clarifies the U.S. did not double oil imports from Russia in the last year.
Okay.
What actually happened was, according to PolitiFact, the U.S. did double the amount of crude oil import from Russia last year.
So they
It
were
says
using,
both of those things in the same article.
They meant mostly false, like mostly peaceful.
Yeah.
Wait. I have to interrupt I hate to do this, but the crude oil is one type of various types of oil imported to the U.S.
And?
So we doubled one type, not oil in general.
Oh. But she didn't even, Maria Bartiromo didn't even
Yeah, no,
say
it was
oil.
terribly written. Terribly written.
Why is oil in
When-
parentheses?
So when
important.
when Maria was talking, she's talking with Jesse Waters, I believe. She said we have doubled our imports from Russia in the last year, referring to generally just oil.
Well, that's supposed to be in brackets, not in parentheses.
It is. The point is, her statement is correct. She wasn't speaking very specifically and absolutely. She was saying, here's one particular issue.
So if she was referring to crude oil, it's absolutely correct. But of course, the fact check just assumes
Yeah, it's gonna be pedantic.
completely.
yeah, why
false.
didn't they put crude? When they add, look at this. They added the word oil to her quote. She did not say
To
that.
make
Okay,
her wrong.
And here's the thing too, with the mostly false, you could put that can go either way. You can say
Mostly
mostly
true.
false or mostly true.
mostly
It could
true.
be mostly
That's
true.
the
She meant
magic
crude
mostly.
oil. She
Yeah.
like,
That's what I'm
how the-
saying. They're using it the way they use mostly peaceful. Mostly is a magic word.
The word maybe means the same thing as maybe not. It has the exact same meaning.
It's
Yeah,
so blatant
exactly.
too that the mainstream media and these fact checkers, they're trying to pretend like, and they did this in Canada as well. You know, when you buy oil from the Russian regime, you're directly sponsoring their war effort. You're paying for it, and these mainstream media journalists are just so desperate to make it to gaslight Canadians and Americans into thinking that that's not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pun,
He's
pun
not
was
Biden.
completely
Bingo.
intentional.
Yeah.
It's into thinking that that's not that's not what is happening, because they want to draw your attention away from Keystone XL. This like obvious policy decision that should be reversed. It never should have been canceled in the first place. But the mainstream media, they're just breathless in their support for the Russian regime.
Was the Canadian was the support for Keystone really powerful, and then the Americans wanted it shut down, or did everybody?
oh,
Depends where you were.
This is-
in like Alberta, it was super supportive. Western Canada generally was hugely supportive of this.
wait.
And then
Sorry, Ian. We don't ask the Canadians about Canada. We ask them about America.
Oh.
Yeah, I want the
That's the whole
outside
thing.
perspective, right?
Yeah.
But no, continue, please.
so I mean, lots of Canadians wanted it. There was no Canadians really saying we shouldn't do it. The opposition was American leftists and frankly foreign funded activists in Canada, because you Americans
Absolutely.
fund eco radicals.
no, but Keean, you should mention
We fund you guys too. What are you talking about?
you should mention that
How dare-
those radical activists held and like blocked the pipeline for years, and they had to go through the legal court process to get them arrested, get them taken away. And so people talk about the Ottawa,
Yeah.
like they were there for 2 weeks, and it was hurting industry. The people blocking the pipeline have been there for years, and they still went through the
Total
proper
double
process.
standard when it comes
Well,
to blocking infrastructure.
No. Come on. Be honest, guys. They weren't honking horns.
Yeah.
No,
That
no,
was
they
a
just
terror.
killed.
Violence.
Like what?
It's
Did they
violence.
kill an RCMP officer? No, they attacked
Actually,
him.
so this was a different pipeline. This was a
Okay,
pipeline
this was a
heading
different one.
westbound up in northern BC. But as the truckers were occupying, as some people are saying, or but basically protesting in Ottawa and honking a lot, there was an actual terrorist attack in northern British Columbia for this northern gateway for this coastal GasLink pipeline that was going to carry liquefied natural gas. They actually a bunch of camouflaged men, radical indigenous eco radicals funded by Americans, came into this site and trashed a bunch of vehicles, burnt things with hatchets, tomahawks, the whole shebang.
Millions
right?
of dollars in damage.
Yeah.
But you can't compare that to honking.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
True,
people's
Tim.
ears were hurting.
Yeah. Have you seen the article about the phantom honking? This
Yes,
was from
yes.
What is
Oh,
it?
my
What is it?
goodness. Ringing.
Tell me about it.
Apparently, it's people hearing honking after
goodness.
there's no honking.
Maybe the trucks are just gone, but people are like actually honking
The
their
spirit
horns because
remains.
that's what cars do, and they're like, I can still hear
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I have
They're
PTSD
acting
from
like
the
it's
convoy.
PTSD, yeah,
You totally
for
can.
sure.
You know, but you need to understand is these people probably do have PTSD. And here's the issue. If you are a soft pink mass
Butter soft.
of cookie dough that has never experienced any hardship, and you grow up that way, and your entire worldview is based on living in a padded room of pastel colors and sing-alongs and Harry Potter and Star Wars, then when someone walks in and yells at you, it's traumatizing to you. You have. So I'm half kidding, but for these people who have been, pampered, urban, elite types, or not even necessarily elite types, but they lack any kind of hard experience. Hearing those constant honkings is stressing them out because it does two things. The first is the physical agitation of constantly hearing the honking. I don't mean any kind of violence, but like its presence is physical to them, but also the psychological impact of them being potentially wrong. These are people who are desperate to fit in. And all of a sudden there's a big popular movement outside and they're all cheering and dancing and screaming and you're not a part of it.
Yeah.
They seek refuge online where people are like, don't worry, we hate them too. You're one of us. And that makes them feel better in their anger. So yeah, some kind of trauma, I suppose. And now, people are probably just honking their horns. And as soon as they do, someone probably screams and freaks out.
It's happening every weekend. I don't think people realize. Like, even when I was going to the airport in Canada, there were still people on every bridge. Everyone has Canadian flags on their cars. I never realized how many people thought like me until this whole...
I didn't realize that many Canadian flags were sold. It looked like 4th of July in Canada. With
the Canadian
our own flags.
flag has become like the American flag.
Yeah. And liberals
it's a
have to
symbol
like...
of patriotism.
Yeah.
You guys have a maple leaf on your flag.
Yeah.
And I
Tim,
hope...
Are you about to make fun of our maple?
I was going to say it's very cute.
I'm into it.
Adorable.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Ben Franklin wanted the
Listen.
turkey.
Little
as
maple
our-
leaf
as
is
our
a
animal.
turkey.
Yeah.
All right,
We used to have a
guys.
nice
All
flag.
They had the same
I see how
haircut
it
as
is.
him.
The liberals
Let's get
changed
out of
it.
here,
The
Keean.
liberals created this maple leaf flag.
What was
that,
what was it before
I
the
like
maple leaf?
maple
It was the
syrup.
red ensign,
Red
and it was a
ensign,
beautiful flag. I encourage you to
How do I
look
look it up? Can I look it up?
Canadian red ensign, beautiful flag. But then the liberals, they took everything that was good about our country,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then
wow.
That was cool.
it was a nice flag. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
This
way
is it?
better than a
Right?
maple leaf.
That was our flag
What?
through World War
And it
One,
has-
World War Two. Well, the crest was a little bit different. It changed over time, but that was the most recent version of the flag.
They're the
What?
leaves. Now they're
Is
very
this one it?
small.
Dude, how long till they
That
put a
was the
maple
first
leaf
one.
on our
This is
flag?
the first one?
Scary.
I like the maple leaf,
Based,
but
hey?
I want more color.
That was the one they fought in under World War Two, I think.
Look at
Sorry,
this.
World War One.
So rad.
Look at this amazing
beautiful.
Canadian flag.
So all the
There's
You know
people-
how
hold
much
on.
more respect Canada would
Right.
get if that was still your flag?
All the people that say Canada's not part of the British Empire, check please.
Well, of
what?
course, yeah.
Can you guys tell me? Do a little bit.
Wait,
just-
You
When
know
you have
what?
any
You know what?
power-
Let's
hold on.
not make it. Let's leaf them alone.
Yeah,
Hold
let's
on,
leave
hold on a
them.
minute. Hold on a
Good
minute.
work.
This
Good
is
work,
legit. You
Seamus.
said this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is from Wikimedia. Look at this.
Freaking
Not
cool.
only does it have the Union Jack, which is the United Kingdom, it's got a crown, it's got a bison, I believe, a fish, but also a wreath of maple leaves.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I've heard
That's
the three.
amazing.
I've heard the three leaves. I could be making this up, but I heard that it represents like the three different populations in Canada, like
Oh.
the English, the French, and the Indigenous.
Cool.
Nice.
I like
What
that.
does?
So within
Oh,
that
these.
little
Yeah, the
crest,
three.
the three there.
There's two of them.
So
though.
these are a lot of local communities that
This
were
kept every-
merged.
these were all like the different parts of Canada,
So cool.
like New Brunswick and all that.
I like the thistles.
So,
what is
that,
the single-
That crest
So hold on.
has generally
Represent.
changed.
when did they decide to ruin your country?
Wasn't that long ago?
Yeah, what
Yeah, it
happened?
was actually quite recent. Like I think maybe in the 60s.
That was my thought too, but
That
I don't want to
sounds
spread
right.
any
I don't
more
wanna-
fake
yeah, I
news.
don't
65.
I said an RCMP
Yeah,
officer was
65.
killed by those protesters. I just want to clarify they just like threw bombs at him or something.
Oh, yeah,
and
no,
was
So-
severely
that was
injured.
it.
There
That
must
was
have
That
been,
was it.
considering what the stereotype of Canadians being like very polite. You know, I guess in the 60s they had this like very powerful flag, and there was some Canadian guy who was just like, I don't think we should be so violent, you know.
Let's change that flag. There.
And this is the
It's
frustrating
might be
part. This
rude.
might be like esoteric Canadian politics, but I'm from
Bring
the
it
West, from Alberta. I'm an Albertan separatist actually,
West
and it's frustrating about that flag because that's the maple leaf, and there's no maple trees west of like Manitoba,
Oh,
right?
so it's not
the city
these
whole
like
command.
Eastern elitists came and said, "Yeah, let's put the maple leaf on the flag because that represents Canada." But really, that's just the Laurentian understanding of Canada. These like
So
Eastern, like Trudeau, all of these Eastern liberals have decided to sort of usurp the understanding of Canada and replaced the Union Jack and all of those that beautiful crest that obviously represented every part of Canada, and then said, "Nah, we just want to use a leaf from a tree that only exists in Quebec."
You know, I actually really like that this happened to the flag because it's such a simple and concise way to explain how they made everything dumb and horrible in Canada. And you're like, okay, well, in this time frame, they took this out, they removed all the people who live in this part of the country, and now it's just like this elitist, oversimplified, kind of like a globalist flag.
They did
Yes.
the modern corporate art to
Yes.
our
Oh
flag.
Yes.
my gosh,
Yes.
it's a modern logo. I mean, how long
totally
before
is.
that happens in America? They're like these 13 stripes represent 13 slave colonies. We need to change this flag altogether. Just a star.
What would it be,
Yeah.
like the McDonald's Golden Arches or
Yeah,
something?
something like that.
Something
Same
corporate.
color. Yeah, 100%. No, it'd just be like the star by itself, maybe, or I don't
Yeah.
know.
A single
They
star.
changed it. Yeah.
That's disturbing.
Like identical to the Canadian flag.
It'll
with the
just
stars.
say BLM.
I don't know whoever to ask, but if we
Just
can
be a
make
fist.
the Canadian flag, if you add more color, I'd be down. Like a psychedelic flag would be neat, but I don't.
I don't
probably
think
too
Canada's
soon.
going to make a psychedelic
No, probably
flag
not.
for their country.
But like a
Well,
blue, red, white, and blue is a little cliche.
What if we added stripes, horizontal stripes, and then we did like a rainbow?
Oh.
You know?
They've done that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like,
there you go.
that actual flag has flown on Parliament Hill. Like, I,
Stop.
That's
What do you guys
devastating.
think about
that.
symbology in general and flags? I mean, because I personally, it's like burn the
Symbology.
flag. I
You
don't
mean
care.
symbolism?
Yeah,
Yeah,
have you
symbolism.
ever
Okay.
watched Boondock Saints?
I think once, yeah.
Does anybody here watch Boondock Saints?
It was a cool cartoon.
Willem
the dad
Willem
was
Dafoe,
awesome.
when the cop is like symbology, and he goes symbolism.
Okay, I'm making up words because I'm English.
that's what Joe Biden's going to
Yeah,
do.
Joe
later
Biden was
tonight.
supposed
Everyone
to do
gets
that.
yeah,
Save it for
symbology is a
Biden.
thing. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a thing.
symbol.
Yeah.
But that's like the study of symbols, isn't it?
Exactly,
Yeah.
study of symbols.
Right.
In general, do you think that it's because I find it's kind of like cult worship, like everyone worship me because I have the icon now, and if I'm the one that has the badge, like I don't
Yeah,
burn the
I mean,
flag
like,
if
a
you want to
flag-
burn
I
the flag. I don't
disagree.
care.
I
A
think
flag is like it is in the eye of the beholder, right? Like it means to people something. Obviously, it means something different to everyone who sees it. When I see that Canadian, we call it the maple rag in Alberta.
Yeah.
It brings on ideas of Eastern oppression, just like you guys probably would have felt Americans back in 1770, whatever the heck it was, when you guys threw the tea in the harbor and decided to become a bunch of
Was it
traders.
73?
Traitors. Okay.
Traitors.
Scandalous.
Like
you
unfair
can go back,
taxes.
sir.
I
You can
never.
go right back on up there to Canada.
Being
if
from
you like.
Alberta, does it feel like
peaceful.
the big cities of Canada are ripping you guys off?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because like they tell us we can't have pipelines. They tell us we have to shut down our oil and gas industry. They force weird taxes on us that make us pay for social programs in Quebec, which are ridiculous when it comes to managing their budget. So we fund their social programs. They go deeper into debt, and we have to pay for it.
Yeah.
So before we move on, I just have to ask: are you guys kind of feeling the national divorce thing in Canada as well? Because
Totally.
It's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trudeau and Biden as well. It's mirroring on both sides of the border. They're both saying that, we're the most united we've ever been.
Oh, are we?
And that's obviously not the case in Canada, and I assume the United States.
Yeah.
also.
Should
I
have
would
made
agree
that the
that-
free spot on the bingo.
I mean, Biden and Trudeau are probably more united than ever before,
Yes.
but the people of their country are not.
The actual
United
countries.
under Klaus Schwab.
Klaus Schwab.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he's great.
So
Come on, man.
we had one guest was saying that Canada has actually had very serious points of near I don't know about total collapse, but like breaking apart in like the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, Quebec, it was like 49% to 51%, wasn't it? For secession
close.
for the Quebecois people.
It was a couple thousand votes.
It was very tight.
And that would have made them an independent nation?
Yeah, and they are very culturally different. Like if you go to Quebec, literally it feels like Europe to some extent.
It's
They're,
actually
they're
Latin
like
America.
France's mentally challenged cousin.
But isn't Montreal in Quebec?
Because they speak English.
So Montreal's fairly like half and half though, like half kind of French
Yeah,
but kind of
yeah.
English. But like Quebec City isn't it like all French?
Yeah. Yeah.
They have such
but
a
they're
French
also very
supremacy
conservative.
too. Though. They are. That's the thing. I'm having so much trouble because when you go to Quebec and you don't speak French, they're like horrible to you. But then all of the cool politicians are coming from there now because they've got that sense of nationalism, like
for
Pierre
them.
Poilievre,
Maxime Bernier.
Maxime
Pierre
Bernier.
actually is from Calgary, just like Ted Cruz.
Is he?
Yes.
I just
Ted
he's
Cruz
got a
is
French
from
name, so
Calgary.
I'm just discriminating.
If they were to, if like Quebec did secede, would they be then with the British? Because like I'm a little, it's fuzzy about the connection between Canada and the British Empire. I know it's part of the Commonwealth. I believe it's part of the Commonwealth.
Yes.
We were part of the Commonwealth.
And then so if Quebec was to secede, would it still be part of the Commonwealth?
No, they do not want to be a part of the Commonwealth.
And then
They're-
would the British like just send in the royal, the Canadian
they
Mountain Police or
care?
whatever, and come in and
No,
be
I
like,
think
oh,
that,
the
like,
king says.
there was a Supreme Court ruling that like the Clarity Act is what it was called, and it allowed for any place in Canada basically to separate if there was a clear margin and a clear question when it came to secession. And it's a big question whether or not Quebec would have met that if they were over 50% or not. But at the end of the day, they weren't. They were at 49%. So nobody really knows. But if they were, say 60% of them voted to leave, there's a Supreme Court ruling that says we can do it.
49%. Oh, they needed 60,
Well, they needed more than 50 at least.
and they got 49.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.